However, the youngest member of the royal family could be snubbed for a royal christening tradition, according to a royal commentator. Molly Mulshine pointed out that Lilibet cannot wear the royal christening gown if she does return. Speaking on Us Weekly's Royally Us podcast, royal commentator Garibaldi said, "I don't think Meghan is really going to be heading over there anytime soon. I think they're going to keep everything pretty private. Who knows, they may have even done the christening because we haven't seen any photos or Meghan at all." Co-host Ms. Mulshine added, also Jonathan Saccadotti alluded last week to their claim that their wedding was held 3 days before the wedding with the Archbishop of Canterbury. The Archbishop said that that didn't happen and he's head of the Church of England. That does make it a little awkward, I think. Coming over to have her christened in the Church of England. But then at the same time, if it's not in the Church of England, then what church is it going to be in? I don't think Lilibet is going to fit in the ceremonial christening gown by the time this all goes through. Follow below for live updates on the royal family. The Queen broke royal protocol after Princess Diana's death in a gesture of support for the late princess. The monarch and Diana TMS sons, Princes William and Harry, were on holiday in Balmoral when Diana tragically died in 1997. After her passing, it was agreed the royals should stay in the Royal Scottish residence to privately support the princess. The Queen returned to Buckingham Palace a day earlier than initially planned after receiving criticism for not returning sooner. Kate Middleton is no stranger to turning heads from members of the public, but when she drops off Prince George and Princess Charlotte at the school gates, another parent is gaining more attention. Despite being senior members of the royal family, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge both regularly do the school runs for their children in a bid to give them a normal upbringing. The couple can be seen often dropping off and collecting their 2 oldest children from their school, Thomas's Battersea in South London. However, one of the parents at the school gates told the Daily Mail, another parent is turning far more heads. They said, "No one really gives Kate a second glance when she does the school drop-off." Earl Spencer, the brother of the late Princess Diana, has surprised royal fans on Twitter with a video of a beautiful peacock he shares the Althorpe estate with. Custodian of the beautiful Althorpe estate, in Northamptonshire, the 9th Earl Spencer lives, surrounded by nature and a few stunning creatures. One of them is none other than a real peacock named Tim, who, as seen in the video shared on Twitter by Charles Spencer himself, was actively soaking up the last of the heat wave. Tim received acclaim from hundreds of enthusiast Twitter users who described the bird as magnificent, beautiful, stunning and gorgeous, among others. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, has called for support for female journalists in Afghanistan as the country continues to suffer under the rule of the Taliban. Speaking at a Women in Journalism event at Dumfries House, Camilla spoke with BBC journalist Yalda Hakim, who recently interviewed a Taliban spokesman on air. The Duchess of Cornwall said, "Before I go, I just wanted to say one thing which I think is extremely important at the moment, especially with what is going on in Afghanistan, and the women journalists who are working there. It's been a particular pleasure to speak to Yalda Hakim, who recently interviewed a Taliban spokesman with such focus and composure." Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, has sparked speculation a 4th Cambridge child is on the way amid a lengthy public absence by the royal commentator Russell Myers has addressed royal fans' theories on the reasons behind the Duchess of Cambridge's absence from the public eye over the last 2 months. Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, has sparked speculation another royal baby is on the way, but Myers suggested another reason for the Duchess's retreat from the spotlight. He argued that the royal couple may just be taking a well-earned rest away from the media gaze. Mr. Myers told Today Australia, "I think this is a few people mischief-making, asking where the royal are." Prince Andrew is reportedly refusing to read any media regarding the civil case filed against him, as the Duke returns to Balmoral to spend time with the Queen. Prince Andrew's reluctance to read media coverage of his pending civil case and his desire to avoid being served with legal papers potentially show that deep down, the Duke of York realizes the severity of the allegations, claims British journalist Sherelle Jacobs. Since the announcement that his accuser had filed a lawsuit, Prince Andrew has maintained a low profile, and recently returned to Balmoral to spend time with his mother, the Queen. Her comments come in the wake of a Daily Mirror article, which alleged that the Duke of York is utterly convinced that he could brush off the allegations of sexual abuse made against him. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's daughter could miss out on wearing the royal christening gown even if the couple returned to the UK to christen Lilibet, a royal commentator has claimed. But royal commentator Molly Milshine has pointed out that Lilibet cannot wear the royal christening gown if she does return. Speaking on Us Weekly's Royally Us podcast, royal commentator Garibaldi said, "I don't think Meghan is really going to be heading over there anytime soon. I think they're going to keep everything pretty private. Who knows, they may have even done the christening because we haven't seen any photos or Meghan at all." Sarah Ferguson has said she will stand by Prince Andrew and declared her heart is her oath despite divorcing in 1996. Speaking to Palsat News, Sarah said she would stand by her ex-husband and said her heart is her oath. She said, "I made a commitment that I will always follow. When you make that commitment, you decide to marry a prince. And I fell in love with him. He was a sailor, he is still. He was a helicopter pilot, and was also a prince. I kept my commitment, no matter what. People said, you got divorced. They don't know how I feel. Divorce is one thing, but my heart is my oath, my obligation." Meghan Markle's friend and former colleague has come to the Duchess of Sussex's defense and previously offered countless stories of how she had helped her, including when her son was ill. Christina Garibaldi told the Royally Us podcast, "Something else that is interesting, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle reportedly want to sit down with the Queen and they're hoping to discuss having Lilibet's christening in London. This is a rumoured report, who knows if it's exactly true, but it's an offer that they want to make to the Queen. Who knows if she'll accept?" While they have received much criticism in recent months, many have come to the pair's defense. The Queen and the royal family are supporters of the Black Lives Matter (BLM) movement, one of Her Majesty's representatives has claimed. Speaking to Channel 4, Sir Ken Orlisa, the first Black Lord Lieutenant for London, said he had discussed the topic of racism with members of the royal household in the wake of George Floyd's murder in the US. He said, "I have discussed with the royal household this whole issue of race, particularly in the last 12 months since the George Floyd incident. It's a hot conversation topic. The question is, what more can we do to bind society to remove these barriers? They, the royals, care passionately about making this one nation bound by the same values." Asked if the palace support BLM, Sir Ken added, "The answer is easily yes." Prince William and Prince Harry's animosity ended up spilling over into Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton's relationship, a royal source claimed. The brothers are believed to be back on speaking terms, as another source claimed Kate reached out to Meghan in order to try and mend the relationship after Lilibet's birth. A source claimed, Kate has been reaching out to Meghan a lot more since Lilibet was born, she sending notes and gifts and trying to build up a relationship. The firm has been instructing staffers to reach out more to Harry and Meghan to get them to soften a bit. Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, has broken her silence on the ongoing crisis in Afghanistan and vowed to do all we can to help. In a heartbreaking statement, Camilla said, "All journalists who fight for truth and justice in the face of retribution deserve our thanks and admiration. Let TMS do all we can to support, promote and, crucially, listen to the brave female journalists of Afghanistan, whose work puts them in danger every single day." She issued the plea as she joined a Women in Journalism mentoring session with female journalists and heard about some of the issues that they face. Prince Andrew cannot have his cake and eat it, claimed conservative commentator Calvin Robinson, as the Duke of York remains silent on the sexual abuse lawsuit filed against him in New York. Prince Andrew has a simple choice regarding his future actions, commentator Calvin Robinson claimed. Speaking to GB News, Mr. Robinson claimed that the Queen's son should either speak with the FBI or retreat from the spotlight, to lead a private life. Speaking in a panel discussion with host Anne Wotton, Calvin Robinson claimed, "This is it, he has a simple choice in my eyes, either he goes and has the talk with the FBI and faces any charges they might have coming up, or he leads a private life. He can't have his cake and eat it. He can't live a public life as a public royal while evading justice." Princess Beatrice has shown off her baby bump, as she attended a meeting in London today. The Queen TMS granddaughter is expecting her first child with her husband Edoardo Mopelli Mozzi this autumn. The 33-year-old appeared in good spirits as she wore a stylish striped jacket and a flowing royal blue dress for a meeting with the Big Change Charitable Trust. The expectant mother elegantly wore her blazer open on top of her stunning summer garment to give full view of her blossoming bump. Beatrice wore her hair down for her day out in the capital, and was seen holding a mobile phone and handbag in her right hand. Her outfit was completed with a simple blue and white name badge from Big Change, which was pinned to her jacket. Prince William and Kate are reportedly no longer expected to visit Australia in the coming months, as Princess Anne is believed to be heading to the Commonwealth country in early 2022. The Princess Royal will visit New South Wales in her capacity as President of the Royal Agricultural Society of the Commonwealth, her first trip to the country since 2009. Royal expert Russell Myers told the Australian Today programme, "We were supposed to have William and Kate's tour, to come over and see the heroic men and women battling the bushfires that seemed so long ago. Then we had the pandemic, and now there is a potential for Princess Anne to come over to New South Wales with the Royal Agricultural Society, possibly in early 2022. I'm really excited about it, you should be as well, and hopefully we shall all be COVID-free and we'll all be living a very normal life and welcoming members of the royal family once again." Princess Anne and Sophie's relationship has often been analysed throughout the years as very cordial, as there have been no major disagreements between the pair nor any royal scandals or drama between the two royal ladies. A body language expert, Judy James, spoke to express.co.uk about the relationship between Princess Anne and Sophie and analysed their appearances today at the Westmoreland County Show. Judy said, "It TMS always a pleasure to spot happy relationships in the royal firm, and this one, between Princess Anne and her sister-in-law Sophie, is a bit of unexpected joy." She added, "It TMS pretty clear from their body language in these poses though that they delight in each other TMS company, and have a capacity for shared humour and fun. Anne, in particular, seems to have dropped her guard here and to be fully immersed in the kind of relaxed body language and authentic laughter we only normally see from her, when she is with her daughter Zara and her children." Princess Anne and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, stunned royal fans with a rare joint engagement today. Princess Anne and Sophie visited the Westmoreland County Show, a two-day event hosted by the Westmoreland County Agricultural Society. And their joint attendance surely pleased royal fans, who took to Twitter to express their marvel and joy at seeing the two senior members of the firm working together. One royal watcher and US PR expert, who uses the nickname Royalty on Twitter, wrote on the social media platform, who had this duo on their list of dream joint engagements, loving the horse girl energy. Another royal fan highlighted how rare it is to see Sophie and Anne together. Prince William has delighted royal fans with his first outing since his summer break to mark 999 Day. The Duke of Cambridge met with some of the people who are saving lives across the UK. On his first visit since July, Prince William sat down with the incredible lifesavers as they reunited with those they had saved. Royal fans were quick to praise William on his first outing for months, with many declaring the future king is back. One person wrote, "Yes, our future king is back." While another person commented, "Prince William knows firsthand what it TMS like being a first responder. I love that he TMS able to share experiences with all the other brilliant emergency service staff. They do such a brilliant job." Monaco's Princess Charlene remains in South Africa as she recovers from a mysterious illness that saw her rushed to hospital last week. Prince Albert of Monaco has finally spoken out about his wife's extended stay in South Africa as rumors swirled of marital woes. Speaking to People magazine, he insisted that his wife left Monaco to visit family, not due to a fight. He said, "She didn't TMT leave Monaco in a huff. She didn't TMT leave because she was mad at me or at anybody else. She was going down to South Africa to reassess her foundation TMS work down there and to take a little time off with her brother and some friends." Prince Charles and Camilla appeared carefree this morning as they unveiled an art installation at Dumfries House in Scotland. The future king and his wife, known as the Duke and Duchess of Rothesay when north of the border, appeared delighted during their engagement as they unveil a knitted art installation at Dumfries House in Ayrshire this morning. The massive and colourful art piece contains knitted squares coming from countries across the world including Italy, Tasmania, and the US. The knitted squares were sent following a request by the Prince's Foundation as part of its Knitwise initiative. The Duchess of Cambridge is the best member the royal family can deploy to weather crises, an expert has said. Royal expert Daniela Elza believes Kate and her husband Prince William are the best candidates the firm has to call in for damage control and support during difficult times for two reasons. First, she claimed there is no one else up to the job. Ms. Elza wrote in a comment piece for news.com.au, "When it comes to the Cambridges, there is simply no one else." Prince George and Princess Charlotte are spoilt for choice of extracurricular activities as they return to school. The two royal children have the option to get involved in everything from pottery to hip-hop at St. Thomas TMS School in Battersea. Touch typing and inventing are also on the cards for George and Charlotte. George will today have his first day in Year 4, while his younger sister moves up to start in Year 2. Prince Charles has been caught between his royal rift with Prince Harry and his need to streamline the monarchy to adjust to the 21st century, claims royal commentator Neil Sean. Mr. Sean said, "Whichever way, Prince Charles seemingly can't seem to win. Obviously, he has to streamline the monarchy for the 21st century and more importantly, he had no reason to wish to fall out with his youngest son. But it seems that whichever way Prince Charles turns is always going to be a problem, particularly when your family is also your business, as Harry and Meghan are now finding out. Prince George is third in line to the throne, but his parents are making sure he is growing up experiencing a childhood as normal as possible, including his time at school." The firstborn of Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William is officially known as His Royal Highness Prince George of Cambridge. He also bears two middle names, Alexander and Louis. However, at the school where he is returning this week after the summer break, the 8-year-old isn't referred to by his friends and teachers with his title. Rather, he has adopted his parents' title as a surname, and is simply known as George Cambridge. Kate said Prince William looks sexy in his military uniform during his Sandhurst graduation, a lip reader has claimed. The lip reader told True Royalty TMS documentary Royal Wives trademark that Kate whispered, "I love him in uniform, he TMS so sexy." Prince Harry's public criticisms and his upcoming memoir have reportedly made the royal family nervous to speak, according to a royal commentator. Two royal commentators speculated that the royal family were playing a waiting game instead of rebuilding their relationship with Prince Harry, which has been strained since his dramatic departure in 2020. The hosts of Royally Us said the royals might be nervous to reconcile with the Duke, in case their private conversations were then retold to the press. Harry has openly criticised his family on multiple occasions since stepping down from the British monarchy. Princess Charlene of Monaco has returned to the social media stage following a health scare last Wednesday. The royal is dedicated to her charity work and despite a recent stint in hospital took to Instagram to share some important news. She returned to Instagram stories to promote a new charitable initiative run by her very own charity, the Princess Charlene of Monaco Foundation. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry reportedly want a sit-down meeting with the Queen to discuss conducting Lilibet Diana's christening service in London. Harry and Meghan are allegedly hoping to discuss their daughter Lilibet Diana's christening plans with the Queen, according to a royal commentator. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex welcomed their daughter on June 4, and are reportedly hoping to conduct her christening service in London. Christina Garibaldi told the Royally Us podcast, "Something else that is interesting, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle reportedly want to sit down with the Queen and they're hoping to discuss having Lilibet's christening in London. This is a rumoured report, who knows if it's exactly true, but it's an offer that they want to make to the Queen. Who knows if she'll accept." Princess Diana was the catalyst for change that helped make the royal family fit for purpose in the 21st century, according to her friend Joan Collins. Writing in People magazine, the actress said, "I think she brought the royal family into the 21st century. She was extremely modern. She was the first person to hold the hands of AIDS patients and walk along the road where there had been landmines. There wasn't anyone else like her."